Well, I'll give the weatherman this much. They said it'd be foggy this morning. I also said it'd be 37 degrees for the low. I'm sorry, we don't get freezing fog at 37 degrees. We do get freezing fog at 29 degrees, though. Oh, they're so close to being spot on. Yeah, I wondered about that. That would be why we keep a couple of the hydrants shut off and drained at night. Because if something does happen, and one of the cow's trough or the one for the 2-year-olds freezes up, I can still run a hose in water. Wonder how long they've been at these. I put those in yesterday, by the way. But I'm going to tell them that it's time to get out because I'm late. Not really late, but I should be in there feeding already, and I'm not yet. Guess maybe the body wanted to stay in bed a little longer, maybe get rid of some snot. I don't know. So instead of starting over there and working my way this way, I started here, working my way that way. And don't see any new critters in here. And these others aren't having any issues with walking out, so I probably should at least peek around the corner. But it looks like it's time for the magic words and hope the dogs don't go ape shit. Ladies, out. Red, blue, no. Rainy, easy. Rainy will walk behind him. If blue sticks with her, he won't be too bad. And they're probably running around the corner like they are because red is probably right on the outside over here. Oh yeah, there he is, running away. Rainy will usually carefully walk them out if I remind her to be easy. And like I said, blue isn't too awful bad. He mellowed out last year. He was doing it by himself a few times last year and did really good. That saves me walking all around in there. Oh, yeah, here's our start to our warm morning. As I'm about to cough my guts out, right? Well, back to more mass. I just got 2 whole bales off from right there, and the rest are, yeah, they went everywhere. I'm going to try to get up there, and I think both those are actually intact. Get them down, and then I can get what's underneath them, and I guess roll it down here and check it out. Maybe some fresh bedding in here will promote a couple to spit some calves out. That actually does happen, believe it or not. But what I wanted to show, I don't know if you can hear all the noise. It's that freezing fog melting off the roof. Once all the cows came in here, it warmed up enough to get everything going. When I fed in here, there was not a single drop anywhere in here. So all that is literally from the last 20 minutes. All the condensation that was froze on the inside. Gotta love it. Not. So now I finished feeding, and instead of filling buckets right away, I had to run to the shop for a couple minutes, and I came back down to fill buckets, and I was filling buckets over here in the rain. So all the drips you hear hitting outside, that's just about like that in here. Wet spot there, nice line. Good reason to leave a lid on the bins, because those were dry as a bone when I fed. Literally, that was 20 minutes ago. So, and I know somebody will say, well, what about a vapor barrier? Why didn't you put, well, in 1963, when the original roof was put on here, there wasn't any such thing. Not on a barn anyway. And I have yet to see a vapor barrier in this part of the country hold up more than 1 or 2 years. our hay barn up on the hill, that was built 25, 30 years ago, I guess. That was one of the first ones I'd ever seen with a vapor barrier. That's the way the company did it. Within 3 years, that vapor barrier was all busted up. We were shipping out loads of hay with chunks of white plastic all over it. Actually had some customers decided they couldn't take our hay because it had all the stuff. Well, you know, it's not in the hay, it's on the outside of the hay. Roll the bale over a couple times, it'll be gone. And that barn's still that way. There's still chunks stuck up there, and there's chunks that the wind has blown and sucked out of the building and blown across the field. So it's kind of hard to make that worthwhile. You know? When it's raining, it don't leak. Well, as long as you don't have a leak. But with your vapor barrier, if it's raining and it does leak, and the vapor barrier is working, well, then you got a big puddle of water, and eventually it breaks. And I've seen where guys have been underneath it when, you know, you get a pocket of water in one of those little areas. When they can't hold it anymore, people get a shower. Oh, well, I gabbed enough. I got to get to work. Either I'm going to get cold. Say hi, Ron.
Hello.
Look who we got to say hi to this today. And hey, look who else I got to come out today. Why? Because I need some help spreading straw. Now, Ron's a good supervisor.
Oh, hold on.
He could. There you
All
go.
right, you county worker.
He can hold on to the handle. And I gotten a couple of these bales up here, retied, but I couldn't get them very tight. She's been able to get them down. There's a little less here. And I went from about that level with 2 or 3 solid bales in an avalanche of broken bales and landed clear down there earlier. So still working on figuring it out, standing on broken ones. And the last one I tied, I was leaning over here and there's not much underneath me. So yeah, I don't really feel like going for an avalanche ride and kissing iron. But hey, that bale's not broken, so I can get it out of here. And hopefully get that monkey mess taken care of. And what is this, like the 5th time straw's been spread since we cleaned? This is why I don't like wheat straw. Because it takes a lot more of it, and you got to do it more often to keep up on things. But middle of the screen, there's a bed there with some high sides around it. Middle of the screen there, you can see the same thing. Wheat straw just breaks down weird and does not absorb as much. So everything is wet out there. You know, it sounds like it did before when they walked through it. They're walking in the mud, and they're in here even, 10 minutes after spreading straw, you can hear it. But it is what it is. This is the crap we got. Looky there, we did get Ron to throw some out. He's like on his 3rd bale already, I think.
You're giving him more credit, Dad.
He's doing pretty good. And she's taking a whole bunch of these half-assed retides down. 2 of them, the last 2 she took down only made it to right there. So they're piled. And that was the last one. She says, I'll just throw it down. If it breaks, it breaks. Well, I had no place to throw it, so it scattered that way. And that one's broke. No twine around it. I'm not going to fight it. I think the others are all right. So when she gets some stuff out of the way, I think I'm going to send it. And then try to throw some more solid ones down so they're not as high. So maybe they don't all go. Yeah, broken ones underneath me. So maybe they don't all go down there. That can be messed clean up later too. And keep in mind, Becky already cleaned almost all that up once. Oh, just more fun. They're not content at all, are they? I still want to get some down that lower section, but for right now I think we're going to take a break. It needs like about 8 bales down there in that lower section. that I gotta convince her to get down there to do it, and then I'll throw 8 bales out for her. And step on a broken bale and sink. They're not too bad for now here, so I don't mind not having it right by the doorway out there. Gotta have a little to kind of soak up some muck when they come in, but otherwise it gets drug out and screwed up. But a little more by that gate would be nice. They may get a little more before the day's done. We'll see.
Well, they were kind of in the way.
Ty says they were kind of in her way, and see a thin spot down there because there was a cow laying there when we spread. And I should have got some video earlier while I was throwing out, but you know, it's kind of hard to do while you're throwing straw. There was a couple of these little girls acting like calves. You know, some of these 8 or 10-year-old gals that decided they was 6 months old or 3 months old or something like that.
Even though they're
And they're all tucked in there.
so nearly comfy.
Little boomer with her head laying on that one, and the one in front of her with her head laying there. You notice there's a bare spot on the back of the one her head's on. She has sneezed about 3 times and blown straw off of her. Kind of comical. So, anyway.
Well, Dan, you can't tell which side the calf's on that cow.
See what else happens today. Like Ty just said, you can't tell where the calf is on that cow right there. Hiding underneath that straw, staying warm.
You can see the back mark.
You kind of tell which way it's laying. It looks like it's laying. Right there's its back, laying right there like that.
Exactly.
Well, some of them you can see where the calf is, some of them you can't. Some of them like that one. Well, which side's the calf on? Good question. Maybe there's twins in there. I don't know.
Well, we're supposed to have at least 2 sets of twins.
We know. I mean, you know, if the vet was right when we preg checked, there's one of them he's 99.99% sure has twins, and another one he was about 90% sure.
You just missed it, Dan.
Oh, I missed something. What'd I miss?
Boomer. Her calf's moving.
Where at?
Right on top. Her lighter spot of color on top of her belly.
On top of her belly. That's her back we're looking at, Dork.
No, her belly on her left side.
Oh.
That lighter spot. See how it's sunken in? And it comes up when she breathes?
Yeah, if you can see it or not, I can kind of see a calf
Hoof.
moving.
Went that way.
That's one of the fun things about watching cows, watching the babies move
That's
around
the best
inside.
time of year.
Now, if they just start having them,
Oh, I was moving too.
hopefully get a few all at once. I see South Saskatchewan farmer, they got their first calf on the ground yesterday or day before. And Northern farmer, his video a couple days ago, he's got 20 on the ground. That means he's about 10% done.
2-year-old's calf's moving from laying there. You can see which side's on.
Yeah, if we had all day, we could probably find more moving, huh? Oh, well.
Actually,
Yeah, I know video is already too freaking long, but got done spreading straw. I went to the house, had a very, very, very late lunch. And sat there while Becky was on the phone with T-Mobile, trying to get their bullshit straightened out. In the end, well, they took well over $100 off the bill that shouldn't have been there to begin with. So I guess that was productive, but in the meantime, I mean, God, give us a break. We shouldn't have owed you that to begin with. I figured there'd be more running. It's actually past, quite a ways past. Yeah, it's a good half hour past when I usually like to let them in, and I've been letting them in early. And then, just when I came out, I was halfway down here from the trailer when there was a hellaciously big boom that echoed. It was probably like a 2-minute echo. So Becky texted me just before I started this section here and says, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know what the hell the boom was. Maybe it was that sonic boom from that volcano that went off, and, you know, it hit Alaska, you know, this morning and hit here tonight. I don't know. I'll show you how the air is around here. I saw this morning too, if it'll focus. That's all smoke. People have been burning a couple of big piles up there. Been that way all day. The smoke's just hanging down low. So anyway, obviously I haven't made it to that barn yet. I started at this one just because it's on the way. Let them in here and they can attack the tubs and get some hay. And I got somebody that can't figure out, well, the gate's shut. The gate's shut. No, it's not, stupid. Look at that. Go through one at a time. It's easier. There you go. Yeah. Duh. Well, I'm going to take this break and swing that gate the other way. And then go finish feeding. That's the dog stand out there in the middle. I almost can't see him without the camera. And this gate's got a little sag, so it doesn't like to pass through the latch very well. There's it's been hanging here long enough. I don't know why it wouldn't want to pass through the latch and why it would have any sag to it. Well, anyway, I'd show you a little more tonight, but like I said, I know this is more than a long enough video. So thank you all for watching as I step in the only deep spot. That was up to my pant leg. Now I gotta actually hose my shoes off instead of wash them in the pan. Sorry, I'm just checking out how bright it is in the camera, because I can just barely make out the water down there in the neighbors. And I can see the, here, turn it, you can see the colors. I can see the colors up there on top of the ridge. The rest of that's not there, except on camera.